Hello, guys. What's going on? And today, I thought I'd make some revisions to my mill deck, as it were. I did play it against my friends, but they just obliterated it. Yeah, they did. I'm gonna show you why they did that. It's Magic the Gathering, so that's what the game is about. You win some, you lose some, and this time I lost big time. I didn't actually get to do anything with my mill deck this time, so I need to make some drastic changes to it. But I just called this video 1.5 instead of something like 2.0 because I still believe I need to do a lot of stuff to it, but it's a process. So uh, yeah, let's see if I can find my commander first here. And it's a blue deck, as you may know from the headline. So you already know that. And my commander is a commander that, well, basically focuses on milling. I just have to search through these cards, so just talk amongst yourselves while I do that. I have to search for my commander so I can show him to you. I guess I just put him in here someplace. Usually I put him on the top, but I guess I was so disappointed that I just threw him in there and thought not much more of it. Here we go. Here it is. It's the Mind Skinner. Yeah. So here it is. It's the Mind Skinner. Yeah. And this guy can't be blocked if a source you control would deal damage to opponent to prevent that damage, and each opponent mills that many cards. Yeah. I think it should have said instead at the end there, but there you go. I guess. It is what it is. Yeah, it's the Mind Skinner, and he's a legendary enchantment creature, so he can actually be destroyed by destroy enchantment spells. So yeah, so there we go. I guess it is what it is. And for this stream, we got Pepsi Max. Yeah. I didn't feel for Urge today, so that's why Pepsi Max is in the mix instead. And you may ask yourself, what are you gonna do, Jorah, to change the deck? Well, I need to protect the commander more than I'm doing now. And I have a lot of creatures in here, other than the commander, but without the commander, the creatures and everything else is pretty much useless. So I'm removing, I think, all the creatures and replacing them with counter spells and all sorts of junk to protect the commander from dying or from being removed from the game. So there you go. So we're gonna go through the deck now, besides this commander, of course, one by one, and see which cards we're gonna remove. So that's the plan for this stream. Yeah. It's a pretty cool commander, and it's a pretty cool idea for my friends to not get damage from yours truly, but instead mill cards from their libraries. So I want to make this work, and that's why you're seeing this video now. Yeah. There we go. Let's get started. Just remove some clutter here. Charger and everything else. So we're gonna go from the bottom. I've separated the deck into three because these katana sleeves, they are quite slippery. So if I have them all together, then the cards just will fall all over the floor. So I can't have that. So let's just start with one of them and build our way down. It's 99 cards that we have to go through, as usual. Okay, land. Target player puts the top 2 cards of his library into his or her graveyard. That's cool because it's a mill deck after all, so it helps with milling cards. Convolute. That card is nice because, well, it's a counter, so yeah. So then I have to keep that. Yeah. Windrake. A cool card, but I guess that's the first card being removed because I'm removing the creatures and replacing them with counters and all kinds of junk to protect my commander. So this one is the first to get removed. Sorry, Windrake. And that's my Pepsi Max opened. This card, though, it really reminds me of Wrath of the Lich King, the expansion from World of Warcraft. It's just the whole artwork and the whole atmosphere of the card. So it's pretty cool. Okay, land. This guy is unblockable. And it's a fun card. Yeah, so. Maybe I put this in my maybe pile. It's a really cool card. This so. I don't necessarily want to make my deck boring by removing all these things, so I need to really put my head together here and understand what I'm doing with this deck now. A counter spell with 3 choices. So you can draw a card and you can choose the same mode more than once. So that's pretty cool. So keeping that, of course. Land. Phantom Warrior is unblockable. Yeah. I guess I can keep this guy as well. This will become sort of redundant because I'm not going to have many permanents when I remove all these creatures here. So I guess I have to put this in my maybe pile as well. Land. The classic counter card, need to have that, of course, in there. Wormhole Serpent. It's the same with this dude. It's a cool card. And it's sort of a mishmash between making this deck better, but avoiding making it more boring to play. So, oh well, we'll see how it goes. But I'll put this card in my maybe pile because I think this card is pretty cool as well. So. This cape needs to stay in here because, well, it's for my commander, so I equip the cape and he becomes unblockable and can't be the target of spells or abilities. It's mostly the last thing on this card that I need because the commander is already unblockable as it is. It says so on the card, so yeah. Maybe I'll find a better artifact for this purpose. Land. Return target creature to its owner's hand unless the controller pays 1. That I get to keep because for obvious reasons. Hello, Tio. What's up? Draw a card for each attacking creature. Nice way to draw cards. Yeah. So if an opponent attacks with 5 creatures, I draw 5 cards if I do this. It's an instant, so I can throw it instantly up there. Affinity for artifacts. And I do have some artifacts in here, so. It goes in my maybe pile, I guess. My best. What do you mean, man? Creature spells with flying you cast cost 1 less to cast. I got a lot of flying creatures in here, so that's cool. In this deck, or you want to see my best card in my deck, or my best card ever in my whole collection? Okay. Nothing really comes to mind, man. But that will... Yeah, I know, I understand what you mean, but that will make me have to go downstairs and search through all my cards. And that will be boring for you to see, because then I won't be here with this. Yeah, sorry, but another time perhaps. Land. Enchant creature is pretty cool, because you can like put a creature your opponent controls in stasis. Oh, my best card here. Yeah, okay, I can show you that. That would be this. Come on, it's my commander. So that's the best card in this deck. I think so. I got some more, but this is pretty good. Yeah, and it's a foil, man. So that's pretty cool. And it can be blocked, and my opponent's mills cards instead of getting damaged, so it's pretty cool. But I need to protect my commander. That's the whole point of this stream, to find out how I can protect my commander better, because last time I played against my friends, he got demolished, so, and I didn't get to do much. Yep. Yeah, so this stays, of course. I'm not too sure about this dude, though. He goes in my maybe pile, as the others. Skip your discard phase, that's handy to have. I'm drawing a bit of cards in here. Sacrifice Brainstone, draw 3 cards, then put 2 cards from your hand on top of your library in any order. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a good card, man. It makes you skip your discard phase, so you can have as many cards in your hand as you want. Land. And then I have this dude. It's a cool guy. I think I'll just keep this guy, because he's cool, because when Willpower Rider comes into play, shuffle your cards from your hand into your library, then draw that many cards, so... Yeah. And then we got this, it's an artifact. So it's pretty cool. So it also adds as a mana stone, so you can just tap it and you get 1 mana. But at the beginning of each upkeep, put an hour counter on midnight clock. When the 12th hour counter is put on midnight clock, shuffle your hand and graveyard into your library, then draw 7 cards. And of course you... that's not what the stream is for, man. I'm filming the cards, not myself, so I've made it a rule not to film myself on these streams. Sorry. But I look okay, man. I'm not. I don't look like an org, or I think I don't. So yeah. Yeah. But you have to excel this. But it's a cool card, so I'll just keep it. Land. Nothing to see here. As an additional cost to cast Vivisection, sacrifice a creature. So there's this. Yeah. So I have to have some creatures in here, I guess, because if I don't, then I can't sacrifice anything, because there's no creatures in here. But if I do that, then I get to draw 3 cards. Yeah, so it's pretty good. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, there's an additional beginning phase after this phase. So pretty complicated, but what I found out is that you actually just draw 2 cards instead of 1 each turn. Yeah. It's as simple as that. Then, when Kingfisher is put into graveyard from play, draw card. That's pretty fun. Yeah. Target player draws 2 cards. Pretty good. A land. This doesn't really do anything except it's free to cast if I have, well, 6 cards in play. No artifacts, I mean. So then I can just throw it out there because it's got affinity for, no, islands, it says. Oh, Jesus. My mistake. So it's islands, it's lands. So if I got 6 lands, then it's free to get out there. Yeah. I'm gonna put this in my maybe, but I think I don't see much use for it, to be honest. Even though it's a free creature. 2 lands there. What's this? Look at the top 5 cards of your library, put any number of them into your graveyard, and the rest back on the top of the library in any order. Okay. I really have no use for putting cards in my graveyard, actually, so this is getting removed. It's not going in my maybe pile, it's getting removed. Gain control of target creature with power less or equal to the number of islands you control, as long as Bedilkin Shackles remains tapped. Yeah, so it costs 2 to have it tapped then. Yeah. I guess it's okay. It's cool. I'm gonna keep it. Just the battlefield, square 1. Exile Sentinel Totem, exile all cards from all graveyards. And that's cool. Need to have this in there because I want to remove graveyards so my opponents don't have any advantages of playing cards from their graveyards. This is an aura, which is pretty cool. Yeah, gonna keep it. Land, Mind Static. Yeah, it's a counter, so gotta keep that. But one of the cards I needed to replace, or so I have another one of these, so then I can't have that, so I need to remove that. Because these are the cards I'm considering putting or adding into my deck. It's Howling Mine, Illusionary Wrappings. So I just enchant a creature and it becomes a 0/2. Counter target spell. I need to check if I have cancel in here. Counter target spell control removes his or her graveyard from the game. Draw a card. That's pretty cool. A bestow creature. This is cool because this is not only a creature, it's also an enchantment. So I can enchant my commander, for example. This is okay. This is cool, I guess. I get to live a bit longer. Yeah, because all my blue spells, they become 1 life when I cast them. Enchant creature, frozen solid, pretty cool. So it's a way to stop a creature, and 1 damage destroys it. Dissolve, also quite cool. Draw 3 cards, nice way to gain lots of cards quickly. And target player puts the top 3 cards of his graveyard into his her graveyard. Counter target creature spell, draw a card. Memory lapse. Okay, so it puts it on the top instead then. Kicker, return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand if only into the roll was kicked, draw a card. Okay. Enchant creature, yeah, so there we go. Lots of like passive stuff and crap going on there. But will those cards make my deck more boring? That's the question, man. Can't be blocked except by walls, so pretty good there. Nobody plays with walls anymore, so a nice way to actually gain unblockable there. Land. Counter target spell unless its controller pays X, where X is your devotion to blue. Okay, so there are actually quite a bit of counters in here anyway, so I don't know if I need to do much changes to this deck after all. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library, and opponent separates those cards into 2 piles. Put one pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Pretty cool. I guess I need to have that as well then. And this spell can't be copied. Okay, choose one if an opponent has 8 or more cards in their graveyard, which they most certainly do, because of my commander. You may choose both. Okay, copy target spell. Ah, that's cool. Yeah, so I get to create a copy of target creature, and I get to copy a spell that's being cast. This is also quite cool. Yeah, and I can buy it back if I want. Land. And we have this guy. He's flying. Put target card from a graveyard on the bottom of its owner's library. Yeah, I guess it's pretty cool. If you were to lose the game, instead shuffle your hand in your graveyard and all permanents you own into your library, then draw 7 cards, and your total life becomes 20. It's pretty cool. Land. And this is also quite cool, because I got a lot of artifacts in play, including this one. Quick creature gets +3/+1 and must be blocked by an Eldrazi if possible. Pretty cool. Land. Look at the top cards of your library. If an instant was sorcery, you may reveal it and put it into your hand. Oh, that's also pretty cool. But it was activate if you have exactly 0 or 7 cards in hand. Oh well, it's fun nonetheless. Weave Fate, draw 2 cards. Yeah, gotta have that. What's this? Choose target creature you control. Each other creature becomes a copy of that creature until end of turn, except it isn't legendary. So this is basically just a win, man. Okay, so this settles it. I need to keep my creatures, I guess, because of this card. Yeah. This is the game changer. Okay, so I have like my commander out there, okay? And I have 5 other creatures, right? So I cast this spell, and all my other creatures, no matter what they are, become my commander. And then I attack with my commander and my 5 other creatures, and then suddenly all my opponents need to mill 60 cards. It says so right here. 60. Because this guy becomes a copy of this. So I'm finding out more and more here that this deck is too fun to actually make any changes to. Oh well. A little bit change of events there, but what can you do? Okay. Bouncing Beebles is unblockable if defending player controls an artifact, which he most certainly does. Affinity for artifacts, pretty cool. I got a lot of artifacts in here. Last piece of the deck, Washout. Of course, needs to stay in there. And Propaganda. Yeah, of course. Counter target non-creature spell. Yeah, I guess there's lots of spells that's non-creature, so Treasure Trove, pretty cool to have in there. Makes me draw more cards. Land. I gotta sort through these lands, man. When Disturbing Conversion enters the battlefield, each player mills 2 cards. That's cool. Enchanted creature gets X minus 0. X is the number of cards in its controller's graveyard. That's also quite cool. Land. Whenever you cast a spell, return target permanent to its owner's hand. That's also quite awesome right there. This again? Didn't I have one of these before? Well, I can't have 2 of them. Okay, I guess I'm replacing this with another artifact. There we go. So there you go. Now I got Howling Mine in my deck. Scatter Arc, counter target non-creature spell, draw a card. That's pretty cool. And I was considering doing something about this, but Democratis has hexproof unless it's attacking or blocking, so it's pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, sorry, I'm going probably a bit too fast here. And Democratis can't be blocked unless all creature defending player controls block it. So all the creatures defending player controls needs to block this guy. So if one of the creatures can't block it for some reason, then he's unblockable. Pretty cool. Sorcery, Divination. That's awesome. A quick creature has an attached Blinding Powder, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to this creature this turn. It's also quite cool. And staple counter there, Mana Leak. I just love this bird, man. Look at it. Yeah. He stole the fisherman's fish. That's awesome. Okay, land and Treasure Cruise, Delve. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Draw 3 cards then. A nice way to get more mana if I need to do that in a crisis or emergency. Land, Brainstorm, pretty cool. As long as static orbits untap players and can't untap more than 2 permanents during their untap steps, which is also pretty cool. Yeah. Pretty cool. Makes a target creature unblockable. So. Land and an equipment right there for making my commander, for example, stronger. But he needs to have another equipment as well, because this gives him -1 toughness, and commander only has 1 toughness. So if I put this on my commander, if he's not enchanted in any way or made stronger, he will actually die from getting this equipment attached to it. Okay. So there we go. That's the whole thing, my dudes. Okay, I will be replacing this because it just puts cards in my graveyard, and I have no use for that. This, putting him back in there, it's a Drake with flying, can be useful. Pretty good. Affinity for islands. He's a bit expensive and he's a bit boring, so I'll replace this as well. Creatures spells with flying you cast cost 1 less to cast. That's cool. Gonna keep that. Affinity for artifacts, and I get to draw 2 cards. Pretty cool. Gonna keep that. Gonna keep this, of course. He's a bit expensive. If this serpent was flying, I would keep him, but he's not. And I have enough stuff that makes people or creatures unblockable, so removing that as well. During your upkeep, you may put a suit counter on Smokestack. During each player's upkeep, that player sacrifices a permanent for each suit counter on Smokestack. It's pretty cool. Phantom Warrior is unblockable. Yeah, I guess I gotta have this. I gotta have a few creatures in here. It's unblockable as long as the defender player controls an artifact. So that's also quite cool. And it's a 5/5, so it actually does some damage, this guy. Okay, so but can a creature target itself? Target creature can't be blocked this turn. I guess. Yeah, let's just keep him. It's cool artwork, so. But these 2 I removed, so what I'm gonna replace those with then? I was planning to remove all the creatures in this deck, but I fear that that will make this deck boring as hell, so I'm not doing that. So then I need to find out what I'm gonna put in here instead. Was it here I saw Staff of Mine Magus? I'm not too sure, man, actually, but I guess I can't have seen 3 of these cards, so I need to have one way of getting life to survive a little bit longer, so I guess that's why this card goes in there. Okay, so one card left then. This guy then, yeah. It's a bestow, so if I cast it for its bestow cost, it enchants a creature, and I'm of course going to be enchanting my commander. Gives him some more toughness, so that's good. Hard choices there, man, but I guess that's the best choice I can make for my deck. So there we go. Yeah. I'm gonna leave it there, man. And these I'm just gonna keep around for later, in case I change my mind. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for watching my stream of Magic the Gathering. It's been a while since I've done one of these streams, so it was about time that I did one. Please consider becoming a member if you like what I do here and my content. Thanks to Big Boss and Some Wall for being members of this channel. It really helps me out, helps me buy more junk and do more of these streams here. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. But other than that, continue having yourself a wonderful weekend. Take care. Bye bye.